Well, greetings to you, my friends, and thank you for joining me on this week's Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and I just realized at the end of... Hey, y'all, calm down in there. I just realized at the end of the job today that this weekend is this is Labor Day. So this is my Labor Day video. We are actually laboring for the Labor Day video. Getting gold, indirectly. But, yeah, so this is a little combination of construction and plumbing and a little plumbing tutorial and a variety of crap dealing with this house. So thank y'all again for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be back to gold next week when I get this job done. I hope y'all have a wonderful Labor Day and yeah, enjoy the video. What's going on, everyone? We're back on the job, and it's one that I've been dreading since last Christmas when I did the back bedroom and saw this was coming up. But this is my room, and I've already got, as you can see right here or not, the holes punched through the floor there, and I've got the hallway here. You can see it's punched through there. Do that. Cut around the cabinets up to here, tear all this out, and then I use this advanced tongue and groove subfloor now, and then I'll put my loo on over that, and then my floor over that. But yeah, man, like I said, this is one. It's a little bit off the ground, so it's a tough one to climb in and out of all the time. And I'm debating on if I want to cut it all out and have it open, do half of it, so I have a place to walk, or tear it all out and just lay down a couple of boards for a pathway. But I don't know. I'll see when I start cutting it out. But yeehaw! This is the people. They did a great job. They cleaned all their furniture out. The refrigerators moved in here and got it ready for me. And they've got a place that they're staying that they don't. It's not like they're in a hotel or something. So if it's going to tell them it's going to be a few days, and they're good as long as it takes. So, because as I said, I did the bedroom. It took me 3.5 days, and this is three times that size. So it won't take 3 times long, but it'll be a while. So yeah, I'm supposed to get some help over here. The contractor I'm doing this for was going to send one of his guys. He said he was a decent. See right there, that's another one that's almost punched through. So yeah, they end up having to lay that board down. And have been living here with that board over that hole, because that's where the refrigerator was right there. So yeah, they've this is way past due. It was getting where the insurance was going to start getting on him for not having this for a tenant fixed up. So all right, well, we'll be back with updates.
We just want to be able to compete, play, and have fun.
So Maribel, what's your position on the school administration standing behind this? All of these opportunities.
Well, I've complained multiple times to the administration, and they just...
Is this a safety issue, fairness issue? Because we all know.
And that's our first cut of many. But you can see it takes that, it gives that little bit, that's as close as the blade can get to it. But you follow the edge, you get a straight cut all the way down. And it gives me a little bit of a lip to work off of. Sometimes I have to come back with the Sawzall and cut that off. Sometimes I can use it incorporated in with the edge of my floor. But yeah. And now, that's the easy part. Now you got to pull that shit out. Fuck. Well, I was trying to rescue. I had a little Mediterranean gecko that was underneath the... See what happens? That's what they do. They drop their tail, and then the predator deals with that, and he gets a chance to run away. And he panicked a little bit and dropped his tail before I could get him out the door. it'll grow back. But yeah, this is a Mediterranean gecko. I've got one that lives in my kitchen up in the wall in the corner. I got the picture of. The cats love them. So yeah, if you'd have kept your tail, if you'd have just calmed down a little bit. They're beautiful little. Usually you can't really see them in here. Oh, you can't tell in here. He's actually very beautiful. He's a little lavender and almost translucent skin. Look, that little tail's still twitching over there. Gives them plenty of time to get away. All right, let's put you outside. Hold on, where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. All right. Anytime I'm doing work, though, when I'm pressure washing, I'm watching out for these little guys and the other ones, the chameleons, the anoles, and the toads, and I watch out for all the little critters. Oh, this is the worst kind of floor. You can see this flooring glues. This stuff here is a glue-on, where it glues to the surface, so it's all held together, but it's just crumbling from the different layers. And then, so there's no getting it out in sections. I'm just gonna have to. You can see, it's just crumbling. So, yeah, this is gonna suck even worse than it was already sucking. Well, after about 5 hours. It's going pretty much as expected. Actually worse. You can see I'm having to tear this stuff out. When I try to break it free, it just punches through and crumbles. I haven't gotten more than a piece that's about 2 by 2 square at once. So yeah, man, it's just, and then all this is muddy. So anytime I get out, I'm covered with mud on my damn shoes. Have to be careful about slipping on that. But yeah, man, this sumbitch is just. You've just got to pick it out piece by piece. Normally, you cut it and you take it out of section, 3 or 4 feet at a time. But I mean, you can see it comes up not only in layers, but in pieces. Because it's just all so rotted and separated. But yeah, I am not enjoying this one. Man, this floor is infuriating. I'm continuing on, I'm cutting in sections. But again, you can see they had just added a board in the middle there. They've got these stops that punch it up an extra inch for some reason in the middle. But when I try to pull this stuff up, it's just it just blows apart. I have to tear it out piece by fucking piece. And it's just fucking it's just a fucking nightmare, man. It's the worst scenario you could have on a damn floor. But again, that's why when you like this where it's rotted, it punches through. Anytime you try to pry anything from underneath, it just breaks, it just crumbles. So I tried going through and cutting the nails. It's not helping. I still can't get to the part enough it just crumbles. So very frustrating. Like I said, I'm not enjoying this one at all. And I'm giving them a good deal on it, so it's not even my normal, what I'd be charging for this, saying, oh, well, at least I'm, but, yeah. Oh, man, well, there's day one. It's a little over 7 hours I've been at this, and I'm exhausted, so I'm calling it. I got that much left to get on tomorrow. Then I have to do my nailers around the side to put my sheets of plywood down. Like I said, I got to figure out something with the level on this. There seems to be a hump. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to add supports or not, but yeah, man, it's you can see there I am in actually it looks a lot better than I actually am. It's very, very nasty work. So I know Gizmo's waiting for a walk. He doesn't like it when I'm gone all day and he doesn't get to go out, so we'll be hearing him from the street as I pull up. But yeah, it's a good day's worth. There's my, and again, when you look at the pile, it's just you can see it's nothing but crumbled, broken little pieces. The biggest section I can get is a piece like that, and there's only a couple of them, and it's not even the whole section. It's only the top portions that would peel off. So yeah, I've never had a floor that was this bad, I'll tell you. Well, it's day 2. I stopped about there yesterday, so I got that. I'm leaving a little spot to work in. Coming in, I'll do last. Right now, what I've been dealing with is this was off by about that much on my level. So I went in and pulled out this board from where they had added this beam across here years ago, you can see. And it made a big hump in the floor. So I pulled this one out, and we're back to dead on level. So yeah, all right, now I can start. That's why I've got these 2x6s. I'm gonna put them around the edge for a nailer. I'm gonna have to run some in the middle for a nailer for my boards to lay on, and but I'm not gonna have to jack anything else. I'm gonna probably have to scab on to a couple of these just because they're in such bad shape to give something better to screw in. But I use the 3.5-inch screws when I put my decking, my big that plywood in there down, that whatever that stuff's called, Advantech. It's coated. It's got a coating on it of like a OSB, but it lasts better. But yeah, I shoot those down into these beams to make sure they're anchored with the big screws to get down far enough, even if they're bad, you know, a half inch or an inch down, I'm going in another 2 inches. So I always get down to some good wood. Normally, if they're that bad, like I said, I scab onto them anyway. But yeah, man, it was all I could do to get home and heat up a little dinner last night. I tell you guys, this is a killer job here on me. But we're getting it done. Yes, I went home and hosed off my clothes and threw them in the washer. So they were just so coated I couldn't even go into the house with them. It was just dust. But yeah, the adventure continues. Actually, it's very sad today. I've been following another goddamn psycho tranny shooting up, murdering little kids. Of course, the coward off themselves at the end. But it's time, man. The fact that they took homosexuality out as a mental illness in the 90s is a foundation for all of this bullshit, and all these people need to be treated as mentally ill, and different variations starting from there up. Your baseline is you're mentally ill if you're queer. Then we'll go on to the other extremes of your behavior. But and again, that's the whole thing about homosexuality, the deviance, just the grossness. Nobody makes these people do that just because they feel that that's who they are. Nobody makes them go out and go through 10 guys in a night, or pump themselves with hormones, or cut off their genitals. You know, yeah, these aren't the right genitals. You know, it doesn't confirm my identity. You know, that's not what confirms whether you're male or female. But when you cut them off and add new ones, those confirm what you are. I mean, where is that? Again, circular logic that only serves itself and has no basis in reality. It's delusional, and as long as we keep, hell, we had that fat slob that put on a woman, Richard Levine, was head of the health in this country for years after Biden put him in. Filled up the White House and the government with queers and trannies. Every one of them is mentally ill and should not be in no tranny, queer should be in any position of power for any reason. And we filled up the police, the army, the mayors, the cities, with all of them. So your baseline is starting with someone who's mentally ill, fucked up, and doesn't, so fucked up they don't even know what sex they're supposed to be or be attracted to. That's absurd. And this used to be. That's why it was always a forbidden thing. It was always, degraded, and that's why we make fun of. I still call my buddy queer and homo. It's not an endearment term. It's one that you use to rag on each other. It always has been, because it's demeaning, because it's because again, it's contrary to nature. It's mental illness, and it's disgusting. It's repulsive. And I don't. This just is another. This makes number 11, I believe 11 or 12, of psycho tranny shooters that have attacked. 4 of them that have attacked children in churches, and that's who they're always after, is your children. All the queer. Are y'all watching the NFL with all the queers in it this year? And every one of those guys that they talk to, that's a man with pom poms acting like a woman, says they want to inspire the children. They want other children to see them and know that they can do that. Fuck you, stay away from the fucking children, you piece of shit, fag, bastard, scum. Now we've got one that's killed 2 little 8 and 10-year-olds, wounded 17 more from the cowardly shooting from shooting from outside of the building, just blindly, as they're literally in church praying, the safest, most innocent thing you can do. And these are all pre-kindergarten to 8th grade babies. And the piece of shit's already blown their own head off. Again, the highest suicide rate, 45% plus in the gay community, and yet you're wanting your kids to emulate these scumbag deviants. Nope. Well, this is one of those deals. I'm putting my nailers on around my base of my floor. I got to this threshold, and you can see there that stuff's rotten. But I'm really not ready to go into this room and start tearing out floor. So you can see I put a nail on this side, and I go underneath, and I run my boards on each side, and then I put a flat piece there in the middle, and that takes up that crumbling edge. So we got a good boxing here. So now this is all solid, and I can get back to but I was over here to begin with 2 hours ago when I started over here to put my 2x6s for my nailers around. Of course, I'm gonna have to box this to lift up this corner of the cabinet, but it's held on the length. But yeah, taking that, I jacked up the, like I said, my piece in the middle there, pried it up and took that piece out, and we are good and level. So that was a lot easier than I was thinking I was gonna have to deal with. Now I need to go under there because I decided I'm not tearing this out like I planned on because it's really not in bad shape. It has one soft spot right there for some reason, but I'm going to go in right here and put a couple of 2x6s just like I did over there, push them up, wedge them up into place tight and support that little spot, and then go on from there. But yeah, you just, when these old houses, man, you find spots, you find something you got to address, then you may spend half the day jacking with something because you got to figure out the best way to do it, best way, you know, all that crap. So, all right, that's just an update on this. So we're on day 3 here in the house, and this is why I didn't finish this off yesterday evening, because I got my last spot here. I got to get down underneath here. Of course, I got shit in the way. I got a pipe, and I'm going to put in some of these, a couple of these 2x6s to support the bottom from underneath there. But yeah, now I got to climb underneath and get it wedged in. But it's a very tight fit. My life. All right, I got it in. Can I get a shot there? There you go. That's the. I got my supports wedged up in there and then screwed in tight. I did find the source of my, I said it's muddy here. I couldn't figure out why it was muddy. This old union, you can see it dripping right there. So, again, this is all copper, or galvanized. I guess I could cut it here and here and use a PVC union to tie this back in. And it's still supported here. At least it's hung. It's carrying the weight. But yeah, whenever you start unscrewing these things, you got to screw the whole fucking pipe. So there's no way to unscrew this and unscrew this without unscrewing all the So I'm thinking I'll cut it here, cut it here. They've got those unions that you can slide on this side, and then you put your PVC on the other, and I'll just bring it back together like that. So, again, I couldn't figure out why this was all so muddy under here all the time, because you can see they got the gap around it where the air can get through, unlike some of them that are closed up. But that's it. There's just that drip like there will keep the moisture spread out here, constantly. And you can see that thing's been dripping a long time. So, but now let's, shit. Oh man, that's what wears me out, climbing in and out of these damn holes. And then the other thing is, my feet stay so muddy, I get up on these things and I slip. And I have almost busted my ass bad 3 times since I've been in here coming down. I've caught myself once when I fell, and the other times I didn't fall. But yeah, man, between the mud slipping. So let's see, did I have any of my screws punch up? I was screwing through the floor here. So now this is solid. Again, it was not worth. I was tearing all this out with another day's work, replacing just that and building it back up. So yeah, and this job ain't by the hour, so it doesn't matter. I do what's got to be done, but I'm not doing extra if I don't have to. So all right, that's the last of my. No, it's not. That's right. Now I got to do the fucking drain. I was about to start bringing in my boards But no, not yet. All right. Well, you can see I'm continuing putting on my nailers here, so I got to have something to attach my subfloor to on the edge. You can't have that gap just between those because it'll flex too much. But yesterday when I was finishing this up, tearing it out, I actually braked up and cleaned all the stuff. That's why I exposed that leak down there I got to fix. Well, I'm working along here and I'm swearing I'm hearing dripping. And I'll be damned if I solved the rest of the mystery for why this is always muddy under here. I don't know if you can see that stream just a-flowing. And it's also dripping from the connection. This is for that water line going to the ice maker. But yeah, this is all PVC. So again, I'm gonna have to snip it on both sides, put in some couplings and repair that. I'll call and see if he wants to rehook this up or just lose it and make it I could just cut it, get another union and join it together. But always fucking something, man. This one, but again, that moisture, you can see how it's dug out. That's a couple of inches deep, that little hole where it's been squirting out, but it's all been covered up with all the shit under here. So when I raked it out, but that's why, like I said, my shoes are all muddy on the bottom. It's just tacky, and that's what happens when you have water constantly flowing underneath your house. So more crawling around and stuff. It's Thursday, so as I dare say, I will not be having a gold video this week. We'll be looking at the job, I guess. Maybe look at some mail. But keeps it interesting. All right, well, I figured if I don't have a gold video for you guys, at least I can show you some actual work going on. Kind of like, they're watching people put dirt in the sluice. But unlike that, this will actually produce gold. From this job, I will be getting a big pile of gold I'll be buying. So makes the effort a little more worth it for me. But anyway, a little action. And as you can see, what I'm doing is putting in blocking, like I said, so I can put my floor down. I have to have something to nail to secure it. So what I'm doing is go through, get a measurement, 22 1/4. Actually, we'll call that 3/8 because we like it to be snug. All my stuff pretty much laid out where I can carry it along with me as I go, work down the wall. So we'll go 22 and 3/8. I got mud on everything because I've been walking on these boards, and like I said, now I figured out why everything's so muddy all the time, since I found another heavy leak that's been going for probably years. 1, 2, 3/8. So we're going to add an extra 16th onto that. Man, I burned up my saw, my old skill saw, the first day here. I went through 3 blades because there were so many layers and so many nails. And so when it picked me up, actually it's a $40, and actually it was cheaper than it was online. It was like $35, Hyper Tough, Walmart. I was going to get another skill, but I got to Lowe's and it showed they had 2, and they couldn't find them. So I went over to Walmart. I don't pay $200 for a damn skill saw. It's like I won't pay $1,000 for a fucking phone, or even $500. At any rate, all right, let's get this. So it's the same 7.5 inch, 5 amp, whatever it is, the same amp, 7 amp, 12 amp, 7 3/4 inch. Been doing good for me. So now, ideally, you got some of these boards that have part of the bottom part missing. The problem with adding on a little bit is sometimes these boards are bowed are not exactly equal the way they're cocked, you know. Because again, like some of these are 28 inches apart, some of them are almost 29, some of them are 24. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, see, I'm not gonna. I got too much of a bow on the bottom on this one. So I'll shave a little bit off. I'm not climbing over that board anymore. We'll go to this side. Of course, the last three went in exactly like I just said. So when I'm doing it for the camera, of course I'm going to have to go back and adjust it. That's just the way things work. That's how it's supposed to plug in now. Distant by that much. Alright, then we get a little support on my floor here, even though I have a beam that's carrying floor joists through. But it gives us some support on the back floor as well. Tap it up to where I'm level. And there we go. Now when you're shooting these, I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully all that was actually on film. I set it up. When I'm doing my videos, I'll do a test shot, make sure the mic, make sure I'm in frame. But so yeah, I use the big 3.5-inch screws because I want to make sure I get into the good wood on any of these old. You never know how bad they are or how deep they go. So you start out, you just give it a straight screw in. Then you back that off, do your turn. My battery's about to go out. But then you've got, instead of trying to get it in an angle, you just get a good start. Back it out and send it back in. And but yeah, these 3.5. They drain the battery rather quickly when you're going through a bunch of them. But do that on all four sides. Turn. And it shoots right in. And you can also, if you've got a thinner board you want to penetrate, you can set it back farther and judge your depth for your longest screws if you need to. But yeah, and I know that's why I only use scar heads. Because that star head grabs and you can drive in. I don't know how many times I've bashed my finger with the bit holding something. Actually, these things too, I got to be real careful because whenever I'm driving them in, you're doing that, and I've taken out chunks of my thumb from that star bit. But whenever I go to do the floor down, I'll use sheetrock screws because, as you can see, these star heads, the threads don't go all the way up to the top. So a lot of these, when you're sinking them in older floors and stuff, especially, you might need that extra bite to pull it down through the Luan, through your stuff. So that's why I don't use these I use them to attach the big boards, and then I use them for the small. So there we go. That's a block. I got the rest of these to do here. I got the 3 more to do on that side, and then I'll tear most of this out and get it done today. But well, not today, because now, as you might have already seen from the last video or from the clip, I don't know what I'm going to include in this, but I did find the source of my leak. The reason all this has stayed muddy down here forever is because you can see the trench there. That has been, well, there we are. The thing has just been flowing, and it's dripping from the top of this one too. But the main one is that flow right there that's just been going non-stop. And of course that doesn't affect the water bill because it's such a small amount. There's your action shot on the Bayou. Yeah, the next step I had to do is much harder than that. All right, well, as you can see, I cut my galvanized pipe where the connection was and tried to clean out. It was gummed. There was hardly a hole at all. This is the other side of it. That's what that galvanized does. It just totally closes up. So, yeah, I cut it back where there's that piece of PVC that's coming down right there. And I'm going to tie it in over here, but I have to go from galvanized to basically 1 inch galvanized or 3/4 inch galvanized to half inch or 3/4 inch, half inch PVC. So I've got this union that'll go on there, and then I got a bunch of pieces I'm going to put together, and then run the new 10-foot piece that I got over to the existing PVC. So yeah, we'll see if this works. I got to clean this up first. Well, I guess we'll do a little plumbing tutorial for this video as well, since this is a not your usual repair. So you sandcloth that down real good. I was gonna have to steal some water from the toilet tank since I have it all shut off, but I forgot I had a little bottle of water still in the car. All right, there's that. Now, step one of this is to take this union. Crap, you don't want to get it mud on it before you start. Am I even in the shot here? All right. This wire's in the way. It's starting to fray. So you slide that on. Damn it. So much for the tutorial. I always forget that. Get that off. Drop it in the mud again. That's good. You put your end cap on first. Then you slide on your rubber. And that's the compression that's going to hold that water pressure from blowing through. All right. It doesn't have to go quite halfway into the union, but I cleaned it up far enough I can get a good bite on it. The one good thing about this is I think that this piece of pipe actually runs to the back of the house. So it's not like it's running into the bathroom. Although there are other pieces, other lengths of, let's see, where's my, hold on. There's other galvanized through this house. Some of it has been changed out with PVC. Man, I gotta be careful in this house. Like I said, I keep trying to fall off these things. Half the time it's going backwards. That's when, kind of keep myself from falling back rather than forward when I'm trying to compensate. All right, that is in tight. Now, my problem is I have to get this big size down to this, down to this small size. So what we're going to do, because this is too small to fit in that union, so what we're going to do is use a piece of our PVC here. Oh, man, everything's so fucking muddy. So well. God damn it. Actually, I haven't cleaned this yet. Let's get a new piece of sand cloth. Yeah, riveting viewing, eh? So we'll get that so that it's a clean surface for that rubber to bite on and grip. Alright. So now we slide that on. Probably turn this a little more, huh? Then we slide that. God damn it. It's been a long day already. I had to empty out a bunch of sheets of plywood of that flooring out of my van so I could go up and get this without having my knees in my chest because I have to move my seat so far up when I'm driving with 8-foot sheets of plywood in the van. But and I still have to get them in the house now before I leave tonight. So, all right, that's our transition from PVC. From galvanized to the PVC. Now, oh, don't tell me I didn't get a fucking. No, okay, yes. I need 2 of them. I think I needed fucking 2 of them. Son of a bitch. Maybe I've got one out in the van. That's something I might have extras if I can find it. So, what I've got now is to put this reducer on this, and that'll get me down to the size PVC that I need to make the connection at the back of me here. But fuck, I needed one extra. I needed a second elbow. So all right, so I still got to bring this out. So let's go ahead and cut our son of a bitch. Go ahead and cut our. Oh, and it's fucking my little hardware store up here is already closed. So that means I'll have to go all the way down to Lowe's. I need a new PVC cutter. My spring's gone out on it, so I have to do it by hand. And the blade could be a little sharper too, I guess. I had that spare piece of PVC, so I didn't have to get a whole stick just for that, at least. That's the old wet one. This is our other one for the PVC. Now, you always want to use your sand cloth to rough up any of your PVC, CPVC, before you do that, because that's what that slick surface doesn't grab the glue in as much as when you rough it up with the sandpaper, and you make sure you got a clean surface that way. So we've got our combination. This is the CPVC and PVC pipe, so you can use it for both types. Otherwise, you got to be careful you get one that's not for the other, and it does not, because what it actually does is melt it. It's not actually a glue as much as it is a solvent that melts this stuff together. And I always have to have my things to open these without a lot of struggle. The primer's not so bad, the glue tends to be. And people don't know, you always want to shake this stuff up good, and it does go bad. If you've got it sitting out for a year or two, when you go to use it, if it's all gummy, see this stuff, see how it's liquid? When it starts getting thick and gummy, see how it's liquid? You can't use it anymore, it's not gonna function properly. So then you use your primer on there, and that cleans it, gets it ready for the glue. And then you take your connecting piece, and same thing, you want to rough up the inside of that as well, and the other side where the new pipe's going to fit in. And then again, you want to hit those with the primer. If you got any cuts, that shit will burn the fuck out of you. And you never want to drip. If you're working around bathtubs or any kind of sink in your bathroom, this stuff drips on it. It's a permanent stain, unless you have denatured alcohol. That is the miracle shit that will actually clean this stuff off of a tub. So, and I'm telling you that from experience. So, or off the floor. I had a buddy that carried a can out to me. It was dripping all over a new floor I had just laid down. It's like, man, you're not a lot of help whenever I got to come back behind you and clean up your fucking messes. And it was not a dark floor either. It was a light vinyl, expensive floor I had just laid down. And you want to slide it on there and twist it a couple of times to hold it in. Give it a second. And especially with the CPVC, when you push that stuff in, it'll want to come out. So you want to sit there and you got to hold it. When you twist it, you want to hold it for a few seconds to give it time to bond. All right, now, why do I have this? I think this was from the earlier plan where I was going to have to screw something into it. Because now, all I need is a nipple to make that turn for my new, and that fits my new piece. So let's cut a nipple off of this. And then we do the same process. You do this on every piece, on every joint, on everything you do when you're doing this. And that's why, other than whenever I was doing, I've done some where I was doing the whole system, and I'd get everything lined up. You know, you hook it all together, get it all laid out, then you go through and you glue it together. And I went to turn on my water, and man, it's just blasting out from underneath. I'm like, fuck, what did I blew a thing. No, I just hadn't glued the damn joint. So, other than that though, yeah, my stuff does not leak. But you take that extra time to make it work, and it saves you in the long run. Just like if I didn't see any of this until I was, see, I don't know if y'all saw that push back out. See it sliding back out? That's why you gotta twist it in and then hold it in place. All right. Now the last thing is our 90, and I am not gluing that until I have my other end ready to go. And yeah, so I'll run this piece over. And since I don't have another 90, damn it. Oh, shit, there goes. That's why you always need to screw your tops back on. You go through, this stuff spills more than anything because it's water. And yeah, there's most of my can on the floor down there on the ground. But that's okay, because you go through one of those for every 3 that you go through with this. But 2 of them. Anyway, yeah, you want to screw your caps on when you're having it sitting in a precarious position. God damn it, just knocked it off again. That's when it's time to end the day, when you're just fumbling shit around. But I gotta go out and find a 90 now. But there we go. That's our connection right there. Oh. That's our new connection. So now, like I said, I just have to get a 90 and tie it back in where it'll go right there with that piece of PVC sticking down. And we're good to run. So, fuck. At least that one over there, I just got to put a coupler on with a piece of that pipe and couplings, and I'm good to go. So, all right, let me go out there and see if I can round up another 90. Or else it's a long trip to Lowe's before I finish this day. Well, so I got my other union done. I only had to climb halfway into the house for that one. And I went to run up and get my last 90 because it's too late. My local hardware store is closed already, so I had to go all the way down to Lowe's. And man, they're doing so much construction. They closed down the bridge. The line went all the way through underneath the tunnel and out and the other side. And it was going to take me an hour to get over to the other side, 45 minutes to get to the other side of town, and probably half as long to get back through the traffic coming back because everything's still at 6 o'clock. So I just went ahead and turned around, came back and said, fuck that. I still have to move all those damn boards in here. So I wanted to have it up, the water back on and check my pressure before I was done, but at this stage, they're not even here, so I just didn't want to start tomorrow having to climb under there, but at this point, I'm just too tired to deal with that, then come back and put it together, and then haul that wood in here. So I'm going to make a spot to lay it down over here on the side, I guess, and I can't leave it out there. Somebody will steal it. So yeehaw. Man, I just now heard them talking on the radio about Labor Day weekend. I did not even realize we were at this is Labor Day weekend coming up. So obviously this video is a Labor Day weekend, Labor Day video for this Friday. So to wrap it up, y'all can get a last idea of the true hell that is my life daily. At least I have this little device that kind of helps. But yeah, these things weigh about 80 pounds a piece. And they're a inch and a half to move her. Actually, they're up to 100, I'd say. And this thing makes it, you can grab it and carry it at least a little easier. And what sucks about these is it's got a groove on the top. A tongue on the top and a groove on the bottom where they fit in together. So you got to be careful, because if you drop it, you'll break the lip on the top, this thin piece, or you'll crush the damn channel it's supposed to fit in. It won't go in. So he wants to use these instead of 3/4 inch plywood treated. He's like, well, yeah, it weighs less than that other stuff. It's thinner. No, it's denser. It doesn't. I think it weighs more. Now the trouble is getting it in the house over the floor joists and not falling down in a hole. You go out with the president's physical fitness test now. Chin-ups and push-ups. Let's see him move a few of these. And they get heavier every time you pick one up. And it's good for the back. At least I got one down now. So I don't have to balance myself on the floor joists anymore. Don't get cocky. All it takes is one slip. One little misstep, and you're grabbing air. 2 to go. Yeah, how many of you guys in your day moving a quarter ton of shit around? I wouldn't recommend it. Actually, I guess we need 500 pounds to make it a quarter. We're 100 short. Yeah, this one weighs about 200. Get up there, get up there. Woo! This thing's worth its weight in gold. I got a big rake on my arm right there from trying to, when I was moving it out of the van, carried it under my arm. So, all right, my friends, well, you're gonna have to take my word on the plumbing until next week, because I'll have to edit this Thursday. I'll be editing this tonight for tomorrow night's show. Hopefully I'll be home in time to be in the live chat with you guys. If I'm not, you know where I am. I'm in traffic trying to get home, but yeah. Now, it's just a matter of putting that stuff down, putting glue on over that, and then laying out 25 boxes of flooring. So, far from done, but we are for today. I don't know. I don't know if I'll take Labor Day off or not. It may be a working Labor Day weekend, so. Thank y'all so much for watching, supporting the channel. Like I said, we didn't get any gold per se, but this is all working towards gold. So I know I got some coming out of the cons when I get done here. Yeah, I'm getting slap happy now. So thank you again. Y'all have a very happy Memorial Day, Labor Day. Maybe we'll do something on Labor Day if I don't know. Probably not. Gonna be working, but thank you again. Until next time, take care of each other. Bayou Gold guys saying, peace out, my friends. Hopefully it'll look very different next time we look in here.